So the problem with practicing mindfulness is that you can only do one thing at a time, or at least train to do one thing at a time, not multiple things. All right. The question is the path mostly about peace, or is it attaining knowledge? All right. Attain knowledge and then practice, and you will have peace. Right. And then you put here, I am more interested in knowledge, but okay. Right. So one of the problems I feel students from the West and Westerners is that they crave this knowledge um, and quickly and now. However, you have to be patient because the teacher who meets the student where they're at, based on their level of understanding, education, experience, suffering, all these factors, all these metric scientific systems, they try to direct you. Another word would be try to control the amount of knowledge appropriate for you at this time, at this age and stage where you're at. Because this is like just giving you a bunch of stuff and just that way. But I mean, if you must, right? But if you must feel the need to satisfy your hunger for knowledge, you can visit accesstoinsight.org, buddhanet.net, or dhammatalks.org by Venerable Ajahn Thanissaro, Jeff Thanissaro. But again, it's 84,000 teachings, so of course it's like giving you a map of the entire world to read, and the little hamlets and the little streets and avenues and alleys, right? So it's the teacher's job to tell you, where do you want to go again? You want to go from point A to point B? Okay, we're going to show you exactly how to get from point A to point B. You take I-275 38th Avenue, make a right, and that's how you get there. But if you try to do it yourself, you will obviously get lost in the mixture of the Nikayas in the 5 original books. And then there's commentaries on top of commentaries. Mind you all, there's 45 Bibles in Buddhism. In Christianity, 1 Bible. You can spend your entire life in this lifetime as a human studying 1 Christian Bible. Nonetheless, 45 Bibles in Buddhism, with commentaries on top of commentaries on top of commentaries, and being translated by different languages. So you just have to trust the teacher and trust the process, in essence. Okay. I hope that does it. You can keep the questions coming in. Next one. Could you give an update on recommend books or starters on Theravada? What Buddhists believe? The other thing I find helpful is Buddha edu. Buddha is like Buddha, literally Buddha, Buddha edu.org or .net. It's free. It's literally got like volumes of like college level readings and it's very much like, I think it's like 90% Theravada. But the previous websites I've given is also help you all to read on Theravada, because Theravada is the source. We are the originals. Right? It started with us. Autumn says, yes, I've been to Vietnam about 13 times in my life. This will be the 14th time, I think, on or about. And we have any more questions from our viewers on YouTube before I've got to board this plane at gate E23. I've also been advised by His Holiness Venerable Sarnapala to do more sutta studies and read from stories. That's something I've lacked because, once again, I'm a clinical Buddhist monk, not a sutta study monk. So clinical Buddhist monk, gets the student on the phone, find out where they're at, select proper teachings, apply it, measure it, and then we can, but I got to change some things, Obviously they're senior level teachers, and if they're telling me, you should try something different, then we should take that into consideration. Next question. In America, I know people are afraid of meditation because they say it opens a person up to the spirit world and ghosts can come in and heard of No. What spirit world? What ghost world when you sit and meditate? You think. Let's back up a little bit. The spirit world and the ghost world is for people who are uninformed about the true nature of reality of things. People who are born and raised in cultures that is superstitious, and You ever seen those houses next to those cemeteries? Here in the U.S., we got a lot of cemeteries with houses right next to them. Why don't y'all go knock on them doors and say, "Excuse me, Karen, has a ghost ever came in here and said hi to you at night and keep on bothering you? You know, when you wake up and try to get your milk at night, does the ghost, scare the crap out of you when you close the refrigerator door?" No. So it depends on who has prior knowledge, prior attachment, prior obsession with ghosts, or perhaps someone who grows up watching a bunch of scary movies. And then when they sit alone in silence, closing their eyes in dark, it's very dark when you close your eyes. All sorts of psychological demons enter. So what is psychological demon, by the way? It's called Mara, M-A-R-A. And that's literally your own psychological demon, which is the greed, the anger, and the delusion, and the ignorance of the Four Noble Truths. So, of course, all sorts of crap's gonna pop up based upon your addiction, trauma, and abuse in your life. But in regards to actual spirits and ghosts jumping into your brain and dancing around and singing Kumbaya, no, never heard of it. Never seen it in my 18 years of clinical experience. There are mostly Mahayanan Buddhist temple in my area, where I get the same experience as in the Theravadan temple. So Mahayana, they do a lot of prostrating, a lot of chanting. So would not be the same experience as Theravadan temple. No, not 100%. All right, everyone's scrambling, running around right now. So I think I have to wrap this up right now. Again, visit Theravadan temples if you can, or look up Yuta Tammo or the Urban Buddhist monk on YouTube, which is Venerable Sanapala. I just visited him. Yuta Tammo Bhikkhu, Jeff Tanisaro. These are some of the Theravadan monks and the way how they run things and give instructions. You all can get a good idea of how Theravadans do things. And if you're quite inspired by Theravadan way of life and way of practice, I invite you all to visit I've got like 1,000 videos for you all, so you all can see how we set the tone, how we teach, our modality of teaching, our style, nature, disposition, and the personalities of each monk. So I'd like to conclude, because it's getting really hectic, especially in front of me, what you guys cannot see, and I can't really rotate, the phone will fall off, but everyone's getting geared up to go in, and I gotta go pull my laptops out of there. I wish I have more time with all of you, but keep the questions coming in. Oh, we got one more here. Buddhism is obviously among the inner sciences like Hindu, Sufism. What do you think about the other inner sciences? What state is Sufism attaining in their practice in contrast to yours? I haven't practiced Sufism, so I don't know. This tradition of Theravadan Buddhism has worked out quick, fast, easy for me. And it doesn't mean that it is, like a one-size-fit-all for everybody. So, with a sense of curiosity, all of you need to approach it with curiosity and see how well it works out for you. Our tradition is 2,566 years ago, and it's been really good. A lot of people practice it in Southeast Asia. That's why I'm going there right now. So, but when I have time, right? Again, we have 84,000 teachings, 45 volumes. I like to also make my comparison and contrast with other, or if I ever get invited to other religion or philosophy, to just sit there with like 10 days with them, be really nice, so that I can bring the experience, the richness for the comparison and contrast, so that all of you kind of like, okay, that was his interpretation of his experience and how things are. Just takes a lot of time, and unfortunately I don't have a lot of time with competing priorities as one and only son in the family, who is also assistant director at the social service office, and amongst many other capacities that I hold. But I hold all of you dearly in my heart, and always make time for all of you, and always think of all of you. May you all be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. สาธุ